How's it going there, everyone? It's Mr. Zen over here with a brand new Digimon tree discussion. And for today's segment, folks, I'm going to be talking about Digimon Tree Determination Part 2, folks. Yes, folks, and in this episode, it was very comical, it was very serious, and it's in itself, it kind of led to a lot of questions as to what the Digidestined are now. Like, what are they really fighting for? I know I'm repeating myself again, but it's just that, like, they were breaking the fourth wall in this episode because of the fact that Joe was the main character in this whole episode. It really involved Joe and Mimi. These two characters have now become the central point of this whole entire episode. The first part of the half of the episode involved Mimi's determination to, try to make the Digimon, like, seem as not as who they are, as how the media is portraying them. And then the other half of the episode kind of involved with Joe's own version of how he's seeing everything instead of how the Digidestined are seeing Joe. Now we can more speculate on why Joe is not joining Digidestined and why Joe is actually, studying, as you could say, for his prep school. It's like I said, like the episode was very detailed in itself as to what these two characters are facing in real life dilemmas. And I personally love that about this episode, is that they kind of focus on more of not the battles, as you could clearly say. It's more on the fact that an internal struggle for each of these two characters of what they're really facing off in the real world, because these kids aren't kids anymore. They're growing up, and that's what they're really tackling on these issues is real world problems, adult issues, responsibilities, high school drama, just all that kind of stuff. They're really tackling on that kind of situation in these Digimon Tree episodes. And I love the fact that the first half of the episode with Mimi, it kind of like involved her, is facing off against Ogremon. She faced against Ogremon by herself with Meiko. I believe it was Meiko. Yeah, she faced off with Meiko and meicoomon and palmon. They both kind of went off and faced off Ogremon. They actually, were taking charge. They were somewhat doing good, as you could say, but like I said, the newscasters got involved in the episode, and it kind of set off more internal struggles with the Digimon world and the human world. Because, like Easy said in the episode, there's a very small, slimmer a chance that the Digimon are to be seen as, as good characters to help the freaking human world. But that's not this case, Mimi kind of she's kind of like breaking that little balance that you could say that's kind of being helpful towards the Digidestined, because the Digidestined, they're almost being prosecuted almost by the social media, because of the fact that they have these they could clearly say they're almost weapons themselves, but of course how the media acts, they're just over exaggerating everything. I love the fact that they're doing that with the Digidestined, like they're using the media against them. And that's what the Digidestined are kind of learning, the fact that, it's not all, you can't win everybody's, opinions. You can't win them all. There's going to be some kind of group or people out there in the world that will never, justify themselves or go along with your own facts and opinions. And that's what it kind of also emphasized in this episode with Mimi and Joe. These both characters, they have so much on their plate that, everybody's expecting them to be somebody, but they don't want to be this type of person. They want to be themselves. They want to show the world that that they can take care of themselves. They're trying to show that that they're not necessarily how do I say spoon fed, as you can kind of say. And they're showing off their own selfish ways, because of the fact that they're tired of being passionate and and not self-centered. They want to be selfish now, because of the fact that they're tired of being who they were originally. They can't be the same person as they were back when they were kids. It's just like every other person that there's comes a time that you want to be selfish for yourself. And this episode really focused heavily on that. But like I said, let's get on to the review. I'm sorry for digressing just a little bit, but yes, folks. Throughout the episode, they were Leomon also came in on the scene, and I kind of enjoy the fact that Leomon did come in here because of the fact that no other Digimon has came in to the human world and actually helped explain to the Digidestined what's really going on. Leomon did come in. He didn't really explain that much. No, he was just saying that Ogremon just started being infected, but supposedly it's something with the digital code that's being like hampered with, and there's somebody really is controlling behind the scenes. It's not that these Digimon are being rampaged because of a virus, or no, it's just because someone is controlling behind the scenes. And excuse me, there's also some, you could clearly say there's another like I would say like a little event at hand, and they keep showing in each and every episode, and that is, like, you could kind of say this Digimon with like horns and a cape. It looks kind of like a little wolf, like a little puppy or something like that. You know, Leomon kind of also sensed them too, and they're kind of like showing more and more in each episode as to what this character is. He's getting, I like how they're kind of teasing the viewers. It's like each episode, that creature or Digimon, whatever he is slowly getting closer to the Digidestined. Maybe he might be a good guy. I personally don't know what the heck this character is. They keep popping him up, and I'm kind of confused as to why hasn't he popped up yet. They're talking to Digidestined, and if I remember correctly, he did pop up in one of the earlier episodes, but I don't think he actually like conversated with them, as you could kind of say. But that's kind of like, you know, another event that's kind of unfolding in hand. And there's also another event is with Joe. Like I said before, with Joe, he's trying to be selfish. I would say trying, but there's more of an internal struggle with Joe. In this episode, I'm starting to understand Joe now. Joe is kind of like Digidestined clearly said. Joe is very logical, and he's very reasonable too. But in this episode, he was kind of more showing as to, he was questioning himself as to what he should do. Even Joe doesn't know what he should do now. That's how you know this dilemma that's going on around him, that it's very huge on it, because of the fact that even Joe doesn't know what to do. But Joe, on the other hand, knows that he kind of doesn't clearly want to be a part of this battle anymore. And that's what's really clearly happening with Joe. He wants to focus on him, like how I said before. They want to focus on himself, and Joe is kind of clearly emphasizing that, you know, that he's tired of trying to save the world. You know, at the end of the day, he's gonna be a regular Joe again. No one's gonna really see him as, you know, a hero. So what Joe is trying to do, he's trying to prepare himself for other things, you know, like buying houses, being an adult, responsibility, buying cars, you know, like he said, like entering the adult world. And Joe clearly emphasized that, because he said, why does it have to always be the Digidestined? Why can't it be someone else? Why is it always got to be them? Why him? You know, like it's a dilemma that he kept questioning. He's wondering, like, you know, why does it have to be him? And it kind of goes back to say, like, at the end of the day, after they save the digital world, what happens? That they go back to their regular world. But how can they, after, you know, they're focusing too much on the matter at hand by saving the world, that they can't have time for themselves? And that's what Joe's trying to say, is that, you know, I can't have time for myself. I'm always pushing myself. I can get hurt. There won't be a future for me. That's what he's trying to say. There won't be a future for him if he's always trying to save the world. And that's not what he's trying to do. He's trying to do what he wants to do, not what the destiny wants him to do. You know, that's what Joe's trying to say. And that's what I like about Joe. He was clearly being very self-explanatory on what he's doing, and I love Joe's character now. And he's saying that he's a coward. Yes, he is. I would say he kind of is a coward. But at the end of the day, I'm kind of siding with Joe. Like, come on, man. No one's even compensating them for, like, saving the world, for Pete's sakes. Come on, it's not even. It's they're just gonna get a pat on the back, and that's about it. That's what I love about Joe. Like he said, like, he is very logical about this, and they really clearly emphasize that. But Joe's character, very, 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 it was a very passionate episode for Joe. We can clearly see, and I love that. At first it was very comical for Mimi's side. Mimi's story was more focused on the hand that Mimi's character was more on how she shouldn't change for, I would say, for other people, because of the fact that she's too overwhelming, too, I would say, like, too joyful, and, as I say, chikochu or self-centered, as like they were kind of clearly saying in the episode. You know, it's not her fault. She's just really being outgoing because people don't speak up for themselves, and she speaks up for herself. And I love the fact on Mimi's character that she told one of the girls is that, say it to my face. And I was just like, ooh, Mimi, that's right. You tell them, you know, you tell those girls, say it to your face. That's what I love about Mimi's character, is that she is a strong. She's not as weak as she was in the original Digidestined. Back in like season 1, she was very timid, very brash. You could say. In this series, she's not really brash. It's just that she's just not afraid to speak her mind now because of the fact that no one's really speaking her mind. So she was gonna speak her mind for everybody's sake. That's what she's trying to say. And she even kind of spoke Ty's kind of mind, because Ty was kind of like, he didn't want to say anything because he didn't want to start any trouble. But Mimi was clearly thinking what Ty was saying. You know, what's your, you know, Ty, you know, I'm clearly saying what you want to say, but you're not taking any courage. So Mimi, good props to Mimi, you know, in this episode as well. Like I said, this episode was like very, very entertaining and very eye opening too, as to what these characters are very portraying. But that's it for today's, folks. You know, that's it for today's. That's all I kind of say for this episode. You know, but oh, that's right. Before I forget, guys. Oh, I'm so sorry. Ken Ichijoji popped up in this episode, so we're clearly gonna be seeing more of this character popping out. He's now popping out in the human world. So I actually was kind of questioning as to why didn't he show up and talk to Digidestined? What, you know, why didn't he? You know, why is he hiding too? You know, like, if he's so all powerful, or if he is a villain again, why is he hiding? You know, why is he behind the shadows? Come on, man. Be like your stereotypical villain, guys. Come on. Throw yourself out there, man. Just be who you want to be. But yes, folks. Hoping to see Ken Ichijoji on the next episode, though. Hoping he pops out, or at least says something. At least a line, at least. Instead of just a smirk, or a smile, or just like a little walk, we could say. But folks, what is your take on the episode? What is your opinion on Joe's, you know, his side of the story? Are you guys favoring Joe's opinions, or do you guys think Joe should stand up for himself now? Do you guys also are liking how Mimi's character is changing, you know, how she's being portrayed? Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think about the episode as well, guys. But as always, give a like, comment, subscribe. But this is Mr. Zen, signing out.